me, Mario. Yahoo! Woohoo! Let's go. Let's have fun. Nintendo. Oh yeah.
Alrighty, good morning everybody. It is your buddy Chris.
And your friend Noah.
And if you give me 1 second, Josh, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Hey.
Yeah. Alright, let's turn that volume down.
Oh yeah, I heard you. I think I was at no, I just had some hearing damage from that.
Oh yeah, that
was
was
a little loud.
Yeah, for sure.
Got you now though.
Alright, I'm kind of listening to the... Alright, we're gonna turn that up a bit. Okay. So, I have no audio of today's music in the background,
I think it's because we have Josh on the phone.
Oh yeah, because, you know, Josh has kind of had something come up, so, he is calling in today, so he is actually not in the station, so, I'm very pleased that, you're at least able to hear us, and we are able to hear you. Yeah, that's awesome. So, keep turning that down a little bit more just so that you're not,
This loud boy.
you're just, yeah. Alrighty, so we have a lot to cover today, as always. Today's music selection is from Pokemon Sun and Moon. I got that playing, even though I can't hear it. You guys can hear it. Other than that, Josh is on the phone. We've all said hello, so that's good. Last week's show isn't up on YouTube just yet, but we do have up until 2 weeks and 3 weeks ago. I saw that the show on the 20th went live last night, and I don't know what time YouTube has you going for the show for Okay,
Oh,
so
there you go, yeah.
yeah, that's nice to be able to at least have that going. As always, make sure you guys like our Facebook page, Nintenbros. So it's facebook.com/Nintenbros. And we are also on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube at Nintenbros Show. And as always, we are not endorsed by Nintendo, although we would love to be at some point. So all of our views are entirely our own. We have no sway or bias in any way, shape, or form, aside from
personal bias and personal sway.
right.
No professional endorsement here.
Yep. So let's dive right into our topics for the day. So first topic we want to talk about is the developers and the Nintendo Switch. So those who are initially passing on the Switch are like scrambling at this point to try and make games for it. So there's a lot of Japanese devs that didn't think the concept would work, and the CEO of the Japanese game magazine GZ Brain said most big games from developers aren't going to be hitting the Switch until 2019.
Which is, I mean, at this point, that's the developers have really shot themselves in the foot at this point. Because look how amazing the Switch sold, look how successful the system is, and Nintendo's doing amazing right now. They really, they really made the wrong guess when it came to the Switch at that point. That was quite unfortunate for them at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you mean that thing you were talking about, is that an add-on to the Wii? Is that like a new add-on, the Wii U? It's just it's a new controller, right?
Yeah. So another thing that they wanted to talk about was the Nintendo president of Japan, Kimishima, on the online service. So the shift to the for pay for the Nintendo Switch online service was originally planned to begin in right now, but they pushed it back until 2018. So with the online service starting, they're taking time to prepare services that offer consumers greater satisfaction. So they're seeing that maybe their system isn't perfect or up to their standards just yet, so they're changing it up a little bit to kind of shift into that idea where they want to make sure that everybody gets their fair shake and everybody is pleased with what's being provided by the services, as opposed to, just putting something out that's half-baked.
Right.
Which is kind of funny because Reggie actually listed I don't put it on our list, but I recently just watched it and just did an interview with Reggie, and just kind of complaining about how the local sales haven't done as well with those stores. A lot of them not up to Nintendo standards, so we know that Nintendo is striving for their Nintendo profit margin, which is ridiculous as you go with the Wii, but at the same time, that Nintendo always tries to strive for more money.
Yeah, indeed. And I do recall on the Switch Direct forever ago, back in January, where they were talking about the online service, and there ended up being a lot of backlash because oh man, the ability to have a game for a month and play it, not actually a very good deal. For was it $5 a month, right?
It's something
like that.
Something like that.
I
yeah.
do remember that they had said that it was going to launch around the time Odyssey came out, which would be now. But yeah, it's interesting to see that they're pushing it back, but they also did address that backlash. They're saying that, the classic games that you're getting every month, you get to keep them now, which is much better decision in my opinion. It's like the games with gold that Xbox does.
Yeah, it's a lot more in line with
which is incredible,
Xbox Live.
it's a great system, and I'm glad that that's what they're doing. And hopefully if they're taking their time with it, maybe we'll see integrated voice chat. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd love to have something like that, because the app is not great.
No, it's not. And really, realistically, why is it a separate app when you can easily integrate voice chat into...
Maybe not easily, but it's possible. We've seen Xbox Live and Sony and PlayStation do it, so Nintendo needs to get on that.
That's just one thing for me. I just got a text saying that you can't hear me going to the background.
Oh, that's... let me see. Try that. Try saying something, Josh. I'm kind of trying to keep an eye on the... Okay, so I'm going to give a cue. Say all of the viewers that are listening in. The cue is Mario. When I say Mario, Josh, you will say Luigi. Okay? Mario. Alrighty, so we are currently on a delay slightly, so I'll probably get a text in just a minute. Let me see if I can turn you back up. You might be a little bit loud in our ear, but let me turn that back up, turn the music down, and hopefully I can get a response from somebody. Turn down the music a little bit more. Hopefully everybody can hear you now, Josh. So we shall move on to our next topic, which is Bandai Namco on the Switch. So this is a quote from Bandai Namco's president Mitsuaki Taguchi. Yeah. I can't Japanese. We have put 3 games on the Switch so far, and all of them have been doing well. It's a shame, but we didn't think the Switch would be accepted this fast.
Yeah, that's it's crazy. Like I said, I know, and we knew it would work. We knew the Switch would be a great thing, and we knew it would sell. I don't think anybody expected that it would sell this quickly and this much as it has. Outselling the Wii. It's insane.
Yeah, that's really interesting that the Switch has been doing so well, and the 3 big titles that will be released worldwide would be announced for the system from spring to summer 2018. So this is something coming straight from Bandai Namco. And then Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, which was released not too long ago.
Yeah.
By September 30th, the game was shipped over 300,000 copies to the Switch on the Switch
Just
worldwide.
on the Switch alone, yeah.
And then that number has increased to 400,000 units overall. So that's across all platforms.
So, I mean, it's crazy to see the developers that did stick on with Nintendo, the developers that did decide to actually believe in this thing. It's really paid off for them so far, which is I can't wait to see what that attracts in the case of other big name developers and what games they'll want to put on the Switch going forward.
It sounds like it'd be something interesting that we could try. Turn that back off because Josh is probably getting annoyed of being reverbed a bunch of million times. So, what are your thoughts on Bandai Namco's things that they're doing, Josh?
Yes, I mean, one of the things like we said, we knew that Bandai Namco was going to do a good job. So many of those were games coming out, especially like the Dragon Ball game. I am excited to see what three big titles are going to release next year. But with anything with the Switch right now, everyone's like, oh, we didn't know it sell that well. I mean, the only game that really did sell well that a developer is kind of complaining about is Fury right now, that they're stupid to keep the game. And it's like, well, people don't really like Sonic as much as the other sports games, So, I mean, it's nothing that I haven't expected, but it's like everyone else is like, oh, wow. Versus EA, just give me Battlefront 2, please. That's all I ask for. That will sell good on your Switch, please.
No, I would love Battlefront 2 on the Switch. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, that'll be definitely interesting to see, and hopes can always
You can
be
always
there.
dream.
Yeah. So, Capcom, which has always been a big supporter, at least for the most part, of Nintendo consoles, they said that the Switch is important as one outlet for multi-platform games, but Capcom wouldn't say if any exclusive projects are in the works. So I don't know if they'll be saying anything about, having maybe a new Mega Man or something like that.
Right.
They haven't said anything about that at all.
Having Capcom say something about a new Mega Man. I don't know what world you're living in. I wish they would say something about a new Mega Man, but it's been... I think the ship has long sailed at this point.
Yeah. But on the other side of that, Ultra Street Fighter 2 had 500,000 copies shipped worldwide so far. And of course, Monster Hunter XX, which is a Japanese exclusive, has had shipments that have exceeded 350,000 units.
I think somebody in our game design course actually did that for their review at the beginning of the semester.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think I remember him doing
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, that was and the game looked great. I know a lot of my friends are big Monster Hunter friends that have the Switch, and they've got nothing so far. So it's I guess that's kind of disappointing. I wonder if there are any plans to bring that over.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
It'd be interesting to see if that becomes a thing at all.
Oh yeah, that's right. It does have Amiibo, doesn't it? Well,
Yeah, that'll be something to see. Hopefully, we'll get something like that at some point.
and now to another developer who actually have been on board with Nintendo so far, and I'm proud of them. Ubisoft on Switch. During the 6-month period of the fiscal year from 2017 to 2018, the Switch accounted for 12% of all of Ubisoft's sales. And between July and September, that number was actually up to 19% because of Ubisoft's title, Ubisoft and Nintendo's collaboration on Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which actually one of the best games on the Switch right now. I mean, now that Odyssey, Splatoon 2, and Breath of the Wild, obviously, it's got some more stiff competition, but it's still a really solid game. One of the best things they have on the Switch right now. But it's been doing very well. In fact, the CEO, Yves, I don't know how to how to say that one, but
Yves
Guillemot said that the company's very happy with the sales on the console and said that more games are definitely on the way. In comparison, the Xbox One made them 20% of their revenue, even though the Xbox had, I think, quite a few more Ubisoft titles. So, to nearly match that during the Mario and Rabbids release is pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, indeed.
In fact, the Switch made more money than their PC sales, which only had 15% of their total revenue. So that's, again, to beat up PC for Ubisoft games when they definitely had more.
Mm-hmm. So Josh, I'm hearing word that unfortunately, because of the background music, and although I would love to take the music off, I know we all have a tendency to pause, and dead air is a very bad thing. And I'm hearing word that you're still pretty difficult to be heard. So although I would love to keep you on the show, I don't want to give our fans and our listeners a disadvantage in not being able to hear your opinions. So although it was a good idea to try and do it, I don't think we'll be able to sustain it for the entirety of the show. So it was a great idea, and I really appreciate that we tried it. And we can hear you fine on our end because we don't have the music playing.
Yeah.
And this was the thing that I was afraid of, was because I can't hear the music, I can't hear what the listeners are listening to. I mean, if you want to drop a text here and there, if you're listening to the show, drop a text here and there, and I can drop your opinion in as we go along. I'll just keep an eye on my phone today. We can try and do that, maybe. All right. So yeah, it was a good idea. We tried it.
We tried,
and it didn't end up working out. So now we know for next time. Should circumstances arise again, because they generally have a tendency to. But yeah, thank you for at least getting up and trying to get on the show. All right, take care, man. Alrighty, well, I mean, we tried.
We tried our best.
We tried. I mean, at least now we know we can work with that for next time. But let us continue trudging forth onto our next topic.
Mm-hmm.
The next topic being Take-Two CEO on who they were the developers.
Take-Two is developers for NBA 2K18.
Yep. And they are very pleased with how the game is sold thus far. Unlike EA, where FIFA 18 hasn't sold well, but I think it's also because of market saturation, because the great majority of players are in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing with that is the fact that, there's still a great big following for soccer.
Yeah, soccer,
Here
most popular sport in the world, still a decent following in the U.S., not nearly as popular as the other sports here in the U.S.
Yeah, there's way more, there's a lot more hockey fans, there's a lot more basketball fans.
A lot more football.
Yeah, and it's American football. It's not, true football, as a lot of people would call it. Now, here's something that's pretty interesting. The Switch is still the #1 console in Japan, but Call of Duty has outsold Super Mario Odyssey.
Interesting.
So even though Super Mario Odyssey and the Switch are doing really well in terms of everything, and the Switch is still selling twice as frequently as a PS4, everybody who was able to get Super Mario Odyssey that wanted it was able to get it. So,
right? Yeah, it's not like the beginning where we had the shortage of Switch stock itself. So people that wanted the game couldn't get it because they didn't actually have the system. Now that there's plenty of availability for the Switch, not everybody who has them, but most people that have them, they're pretty readily available now. So finding ways to not get the game is actually difficult now because the games are all readily available too. They end up making way more games than they do with their systems, which is interesting, but I don't know, and I'm not sure why. But I mean, the stock of the games is never really low, so it's easy to understand why people wouldn't have difficulty getting their hands on the game. So it's the scarcity makes it so that there's less. I don't know, like there's less of people not having it.
On the bright side, though, we have a confirmation that Switch is going to be it's a lone wolf. It will continue to be a lone wolf for the foreseeable future because Sony is not making a competitor for the Switch. So even though there was a patent put out in 2015 that's very similar to the Switch that came from Sony, they're adamant they aren't making a Switch competitor. So that's something that we'll see that's pretty interesting, and it's nice to see that they're doing, or at least seeing something like that.
Yeah, I think they learned their lesson with the Vita. Whereas when they tried to compete with the 3DS on that market, the 3DS family sold nearly 70 million units, or I think over 70 million, versus the PS Vita's 10 million. So they got destroyed in the mobile gaming and the handheld gaming market. So I would not expect them to try again anytime soon.
Right, and they're pretty much just the CEO Andrew House has basically said we're focusing on the living room, and really we don't see anything in the handheld market. And really, realistically, that's kind of 2 minutes too late on their part because they got into it at a time where we already had a Game Boy, we already had
DS
a Game Boy
had been
Color.
well established.
DS was well established by then,
Yeah.
and on top of that, we'd had like 4 or 5 iterations of Nintendo handheld.
Exactly. Game Boy Advance was like the best-selling thing like ever. So like they're a little late to the game.
Yeah. So we got some upcoming stuff coming out for the Switch. We've got Doom, Mario Party Top 100, and Snipper Clips. Those the downloadable content for that. Those are all available today. So those are all releasing today, which is awesome. In 4 days, you'll get LA Noire and Rocket League, which I'm excited for those. Next Friday, so our next show is on the day of the release of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And it is official. Hulu!
Officially confirmed.
Hulu is
on the Switch.
available on the Switch, so you can now officially watch television on your television through your Switch.
But now you can also watch it on the go on your Switch.
Woo!
That's what I'm most excited. Actually, I'm really excited because opening the door for that means that we might get things like, well, if it's Hulu, we probably won't get Netflix. But it's possible.
It's possible.
I'm more hoping for YouTube at this point
'Cause-
for Google to actually jump on that, because I would love YouTube on the Switch.
Because you think about it too. Hulu and Netflix were on the Wii U.
Were they both?
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Shows you how much I played my Wii U aside from Smash Bros.
And then of course Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2
comes out on the
So
1st,
excited.
and you've got some good news.
I am very excited. I may be getting the chance to review that game. It's very possible. And it's I mean, Xenoblade 1 is one of my favorite games ever. I love that game. It's a JRPG that's actually fun as far as the combat goes, because you actually have to move around and fight things, and that's a lot of fun.
Right.
It's kind of like the newer Final Fantasies in that regard. But just the worlds that this game has, and like the music is beautiful, and just everything about that game, everything about the first Xenoblade Chronicles was amazing. I'm really looking forward to 2, especially after the direct that we just got.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's so cool to see. So we learned a little bit more about the game. So blades and drivers, which are like your weapons that you'll be using, are actually also characters. The main characters are Rex, who is a scavenger, living on the back of a smaller Titan, but still a Titan. And Pyra, who is his blade. Pyra?
Yes. And we actually kind of discovered with that, we found out the kind of a little bit more of the backstory they showed in the direct. So he was on his way to get release Pyra from Cryonis.
Yeah,
Cryonis. Cryogenic state.
Yeah.
And the main bad guy comes in, stabs him through the heart, and he dies. And then Pyra's like, "Here, I'll give you part of me, and then you will live again."
And now they have a thread together connecting them.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
So that's pretty interesting. So blades can be formed from the different weapons. So, kind of like Fee or Girahim were
in Skyward Sword. So the girl is a sword.
Yeah.
Or the guy is a sword. So there are actually, you're gonna end up finding a lot of different blades or drivers throughout the game that have either a different personality. They have their own affinity charts that you have to like you build trust and relationship with them, and by doing that, their abilities get stronger. And they can all learn 9 different moves, which are very reminiscent of the arts in Xenoblade Chronicles 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have certain art. You can only have a certain number of arts set at a time. I believe it's 9 also, but the 9th one is your character specific special art.
Mm-hmm.
But there are 3 different types as well. You've got tanks, you've got attackers, and you got healers, which are you're really going to need to learn to master all 3 different types to be able to proceed very, very well in the game, because each combat situation is going to need, you might need a tank to take on one of the bigger enemies and have other people focus on attacking. So you're really going to have to diversify your weapon portfolio. You're not just going to be using the Monado the whole time like Shulk.
Right. And then you've got a couple of DLCs that are going to be coming out on day 1. So we've got an expansion pack. So I think there's an additional story that's coming with that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I believe that's what they said.
And then there's also Japanese voiceover, so you can actually have the original dubbing of the voice acting with subtitles, of course. So you can choose to be subbed or dubbed, even in video games.
You can satisfy your anime-loving needs even in video games. But I am going to stay with the dub, because so many lines from Xenoblade 1 only come from the dub. Ryan is the most amazing thing in any video game, and all of his lines are so good in Xenoblade 1 that I will probably never play a Xenoblade game in Japanese, ever. Just because of Ryan. But Shulk and everybody else are pretty great too, but Ryan is where it's at.
Alright. And then our next topic, we have another thing that they've kind of incorporated Breath of the Wild into. So there's a Breath of the Wild side quest that with downloadable content that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 kind of gets involved with. So you can actually end up getting Rex's costume for the let me look at this. You'll get Rex's costume for Link for Breath of the Wild, and then with that you'll be able to, scavenge around like Rex.
I mean, you already basically do the same thing anyway, so scavenging for abilities, scavenging for parts and stuff to make your upgrade your weapons. So upgrade your armor rather. And speaking of the Breath of the Wild, the Ballad of Champions and Breath of Amiibo come out today, which is a kind of a forerunner to the Champions Ballad DLC, which is coming soon? ? But the Amiibo come out today. Each champion, Revali, Daruk, Mipha, and Urbosa, they each give you the champion weapon and their corresponding Divine Beast helm, which is actually very cool. What does Josh have to say?
Oh, so he's talking about the costume, and it's a pain in the butt to find it.
Is it?
It's a pain in the butt to find it, and it's kind of
worth it.
It's so probably worth it, but it's a pain in the butt to find it.
So each of these helms that you can get, they function similar to the Ancient Helm, in that you gain Ancient Proficiency, which ups the attack power of your Ancient weapons and defense from energy attacks. They also allow you to see an enemy's HP, like the Champion's Tunic. And each of them gives you a certain other upgrade. From Daruk's, from Varudani, you get Flame Guard. Makes sense. From Varuda's, Mipha's, you get Swim Speed Up. Makes sense.
Oh, I hate when this does this.
With Electricity Resistance, from Vondaboris, again, themed after their Divine Beast. And you get Cold Resistance from Vomado. Again, all fitting their respective elements and fitting their respective dungeons and Divine Beasts. I was kind of hoping for more, I was kind of hoping for maybe they'd give you maybe they would make your champion abilities charge faster, or like maybe like in Revised Gale give you another use. Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping for maybe stronger abilities on the champion helms, but that would make it a little more pay to win. So,
yeah,
I guess I'm okay with that.
and in popular fashion, Nintendo is all against pay to win, which is really nice that they actually do something like that, because let's be honest, I don't like pay to win. I try mobile games that have pay this to get this many coins for these hints, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Just no.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It's hard trying to play Hearthstone when you don't actually have money, even though it is a free to play game. Like that sort of thing. They're one of the better examples, but again, it's still, if you don't have money into the game, you're not going to succeed, because you don't have the cards, you don't have the decks to build. So I'm glad that Nintendo is still firmly against trying to get people to pay to win their games.
Yeah.
Aside from actually paying to buy the game.
Yeah. But you don't have to literally shovel money into it and then
you
win.
Right.
But on a lighter topic, you've got there was a poll for Kirby Battle Royale for Kirby's copy ability. So here in North America, Mirror copy ability was a winner of the poll, so that'll be added to the game next month. And then free 3DS theme is on its way. You can get that on the phone or the laptop. And then Japan's #1 copy ability was Sleep, and Europe's was Sword.
Dude, Sword Kirby is best Kirby, though. Sword is my favorite.
And then Round 2 has begun for the next ability to be added into that. But we do have some upsetting news, depending on how you feel about this service. But it is official as of November 8th. Miiverse is no more.
Oh, Memeverse. It's gone. I'm gonna miss playing on the stage and seeing all the posts in the background in Smash Bros. Because one of my favorite pastimes was playing on the Miiverse stage, seeing the horrifying creations that Miiverse comes up with. Like you've got Ganondorf with the Waluigi face, and it's like, oh. I've got so many screenshots of terrifying things that it was so fun to play on that stage, and that I think is going to be my saddest thing about Miiverse going.
The sad thing is if there's a new Smash on the Switch that has Splatoon characters, we're never gonna see a Splat Tim.
Yeah, there won't be Splat Tim.
He doesn't do it.
He doesn't do it.
He doesn't do it.
It's over.
It's over. It's all ogre now.
Poor Miiverse. You died too young.
And we have another. This is from Josh. There's no context to it. It's just, Dad, is that you? What character was that? Where was that from? But we'll be able to see and download our post history pretty soon, so that's going to be nice. We'll be able to see all of the cringeworthy things that we did when we were 12.
Of course. Wait, you were 12 when the Wii U came out?
No, I wasn't.
What do you mean? It came out. It came out 5 years ago.
Yes, I can't math today.
Still, you're a teenager back then.
Yeah.
Still terrifying. But we got some big news right now. A lot of leaks for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, including, amazingly, the entire game. Actually, a couple friends of mine are bad people, so there's a leaked complete file of the game, and you can play it right now if you are a bad person.
Now here's what Nintendo has not done anything about this.
Yeah, they will. They
will.
Definitely will. They did before, when stuff leaked early. Yeah, it's been done for. They have made sure to turn wireless off until it's time for the game to actually be out, and then they'll be good. But yeah, I don't know. It's amazing how much is leaked though. But so much of the story and everything has been leaked.
So here we go. First point. I am going to announce this now that if you guys are listening in and you guys are interested in kind of trying to stay as spoiler-free as possible with Pokemon, I do recommend that you kind of take a minute and step away from the show, and kind of come back probably in about 10 minutes or so, and we'll be through all this information. So here we go. First mark on the list, Marowak, Araquanid, Togedemaru, and Ribombee are the new totem Pokemon. The former three, so Marowak, Araquanid, I can't say that, Togedemaru, replace Salazzle, Wishiwashi, and Vikavolt, respectively. Will you stop pausing?
Indeed. Also, you get a Poipole as an in-game gift Pokemon, which is, it's something that's happened before, so. For the trials, we've added Mina's Fairy Tale and one unknown trial. So, interesting.
Interesting. We'll have to just wait and see with that. But you're also gifted with a Pikachu that knows Surf for getting the top rank in all 4 Surf spots. And then the NPC that gives it to you has a Pikachu that knows Fly. I
like those references to Pokemon Yellow. It's good. That was one of my favorite parts of Yellow, is that you could get a Pikachu that knows Surf and Fly. That's pretty cool. Ash actually is in the game code alongside other NPCs, and he may actually appear in the game, interestingly. Which is, that'll be the first time Ash has ever been in an actual game. Really cool.
Kind of finally bringing the anime and the games together in the same verse, technically, according to, there you go. Because, the games, the manga, and the
are all separate.
Anime,
they're all separate.
They're all in their own universe.
Yep.
But now here's something pretty interesting. Instead of being Kukui as your champion, you get How.
Dude, you get to fight How. How's awesome. I love How. Team Rocket is in this game. Team Rainbow Rocket. We've since learned where you're fighting Giovanni and his Mewtwo. You're fighting things in the past. Their objective is to rule the universe, build an army of Ultra Beasts. Oh, good.
Woo!
And amazingly, Necrozma. You've got Necrozma, and then you've got Dawnwing's Necrozma and Duskmane Necrozma.
I believe that's what they are.
And then Necrozma apparently has a third form called Ultra Necrozma. So, I'm very scared.
So Ultra Space encounters are not shiny locked. So you can
You can get some shiny stuff in Ultra Space.
Shiny Legends!
That's right.
Yeah, buddy!
That'll be good.
Guess what I'm gonna be doing when I beat the game?
Farming those shiny legendaries.
Woo! Hours on my 3DS are going to be gone!
So many shinies.
Now, Ultra Beast Adhesive evolves into Naganadel. That is a tongue twister. Via level up with the Dragon Pulse move. And changing from pure poison to poison dragon upon evolution. And it's a very fast special attack.
Have we had a poison dragon before? Or is that completely new?
No,
I don't think we have any poison dragon.
Because Gudra is the closest one that would be poison dragon, but he's just pure dragon.
He's just pure dragon, but he knows poison moves, right? Yeah.
And grass.
Yeah. Interesting.
I love. There's this one move on my Gudra that I've carried with me for many years, and it's a grass type move, and he whips his ears at you. Is
perfect.
The
animation.
So I'm like I whip my hair back and forth.
Of course. Perfect.
So we've got some confirmed names for the Ultra Beasts. So Ultra Beast Adhesive, codename Poipole, who's a poison type. And then Ultra Beast, so Poipole's evolution, Naganadel, is a poison dragon type. We have UB Ultra Beast Assembly, codename Stakataka. That is fun to say. Stakataka. And then Ultra Beast Burst, codename Blacephalon.
And then we've also got Zeraora, who is a mythical legendary, electric type, fast, 600 base stat total? That's really good.
Let's go. That's like, if he's not like he's mythical, so like that's pretty much like pseudo legendary standards for base stat totals. This I don't know if this is actually something you have to do or not, but you know, to get your Master Ball in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, you gotta connect to the Pokemon Global Link.
I bet that's to stop those cheatery guys, like my friends.
You know what? That's probably right.
Very well could be.
And then the original Ash Hat Pikachu is available once again. You'll be using the code Pikachu, spelled out M as in Mike 20, and that'll unlock the ability to get the original Ash Hat Pikachu as a mystery gift. Alrighty, and we are right on track for our time to take our momentary break for our weekly drop on the 45 from the Michigan Journal. So we are going to go ahead and do that, and then we will do our station identification as always. So, and actually this is something from Josh, real quick before I pause for the drop. It's an extra Master Ball that you can get.
Oh,
so you can get a second Master Ball by joining the Pokemon Global Link. So it's kind of an incentive to get people to sign up for it. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Alright, so I am going to... Cool, music is paused over on Megaseg, so Megaseg is ready to go for our Michigan Journal drop. I'm going to turn that up, turn the music back down, and then I'll run the drop for you guys. So let us do that drop, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes. You are listening to Radio WUMD. This show is Nintenbros, Fridays at 9. And I'm your host, Chris. Noah's over there on the other mic.
Hi.
He's there. You know, you got some music there for a second because, you know, like a dummy, I forgot to turn the mics back on.
Don't beat yourself up about it. They're on now.
So, they're back on. You get to hear our beautiful voices. And you missed, like, my beautiful first take on that drop.
Good.
It was so good.
Fantastic.
I was so prepared for it, and then it didn't.
And there were no mics.
And then
it was all over.
Oh, man. Okay, so on to our next topic, because we still got quite... Well, let's see. How many we got?
We got some stuff to hit.
Oh, yeah. We got some stuff to talk about. All right, so we might be going a little bit over today.
Yeah, a little bit over. We can get through it quick, though.
Yeah, we don't have anybody for, like, what, an hour after us, so we should be okay.
The Splatoon manga is coming as a December 12th release, with a European release that follows soon after.
I'm gonna be picking that up.
Yeah, it looks the art style looks very in tune with the art style of the game, so it looks great.
I wonder if they'll do like the story. I wonder if they'll like do the storyline that they did from Splatoon 1 or Splatoon 2.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. It could be both. Could be continued story like from. And we don't know if it's going to follow the multiplayer or the single player. Probably the single player, but you know.
Single player most likely, and then there might be like something on the side to be like special edition, and then there'll be like multiplayer or something or other. So Grezzo is hiring for a new quote-unquote legend project. So Japanese developer Grezzo, not to be confused with Grizzco. That's the same team behind the Ocarina of Time 3D, Majora's Mask 3D, and Triforce Heroes.
Fantastic team, by the way. Grezzo is amazing. They've done so much good work. Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D are, in my opinion, the definitive ways to play those games. So, I'm really excited to hear that they're working on another project.
And they've placed an emergency recruitment notice on their website. And the statement basically says, "Would you like to make a legend together too?" And they reported that the 2 in Grezzo's recruitment message is a reference to the team's time with Majora's Mask 3D. And if so, let's see. What game would we like to see ported, or any game ported for that matter? Let's see. Grezzo's been doing good with Zelda, so I think we should continue that trend.
Well, they're making another legend project. I'm guessing it's probably Zelda.
Most likely.
If they were to port something, I'd like maybe an updated re-release of like in Link Between Worlds style. like which Triforce Heroes kind of follows the same like engine of Link Between Worlds. I'd love to see like Link's Awakening redone in that style.
Yeah.
Because Link's Awakening is so good.
I
and
was
not a lot of
trying to
people
figure
played
out
it.
something that they hadn't remade. And
Link's Awakening or Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons.
oh, that's another good one.
I would be so down for one of those. I'd even take a Minish Cap remake.
Oh,
Minish Cap is great.
Yes. See, I haven't had the I have Minish Cap on my Wii U that I've played a little bit of, but
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. You know, it's been long enough. Like, it's very possible they could even do because Wind Waker was like.
I mean, we just got Wind Waker HD.
Right,
though.
but I'm like trying to time like Wind Waker's
Ooh,
time slot.
if it were a new
like Spirit Tracks Phantom
if it were a
Hourglass,
new Spirit Tracks Phantom Hourglass game,
or like
I'd
a
be really
sequel
okay
to
with that.
those two.
Yeah,
or
I'd
something
be really
like that.
okay with that.
Yeah, that'd be something to try and
This
do.
time, Link flies a plane.
Yes.
Just Link's a jet fighter pilot. Oh man, I'm really excited to hear that they're working on something new though, because they're a great team. They've done great work in the past, and I can't wait to see more.
Mm-hmm. And with typical fashion with YouTubers and Nintendo, YouTubers are being called out by Nintendo, so of course we kind of expected this backlash to come from the people who are trying to monetize off of Super Mario Odyssey and such.
And Nintendo says, hey, we want that money. And the YouTubers say, hey, I need this to live. And Nintendo says, hey, we need more money for Odyssey. So the best way that everybody's found it all is to go to Twitch and live stream instead of trying to monetize their content on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'll be honest, I get the whole thing of like making YouTube as like a way of living. I understand that and everything. On the other side of it, it's like Nintendo really being backwards is kind of frustrating. But at the end of the day, in all reality, it's not all that much money in comparison to, you know, everything else that you do. And it doesn't, I don't necessarily appreciate I don't necessarily appreciate what Nintendo is doing, but I also don't really think that it's as big a deal as it is being made out to be.
Well, I think it depends. For like smaller YouTubers and people who are just trying to like, you know, make content for fun, I kind of understand. For some people, this is their livelihood. This is their job. And to have the company, like, these people are working hard to create original content using the game. It's not like they're just taking the content from the game and putting it on display and monetizing it. No, the people who make content based on this are putting a lot of work into editing it and making it in an enjoyable, presentable fashion. And this is their livelihood. This is how they live. This is how they pay the bills. And to have Nintendo cut into that, I can absolutely understand the frustration.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Nintendo owns the game. They made the game, so like they're entitled to at least a little bit of it, I would think.
And copywriting and everything.
And copywriting and everything, yeah. But I mean, it's just no other game company really does this. Most of the game companies are fine with you making your content and monetizing it because they understand that it's your content that you're making, just using their product.
Mm-hmm. And you've already paid for the product.
Exactly.
Anyways.
Exactly.
So I mean that kind of, but there's a lot of hairy things that get involved with that. But on a different topic, and this one's kind of a bigger one, but it's a lot of stuff that we're talking about. So Black Friday deals, those are being released. And as a matter of fact, those have been released, and we'll kind of rapid fire those. I'll take care of the Switch, you'll take care of the 3DS.
Works for me.
And we'll see how fast we can get through this. Alrighty. For the Switch, we have Minecraft Story Mode, The Complete Adventure, $14.99 down from $39.99. Zysagia 5 Complete, $19.99 was $59.99. RBI Baseball 17, $19.99 was $29.99. The Lego Ninjago Movie Video Game, $19.99, $59.99. Rayman Legends Definitive Edition, $19.99, originally $49.99. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, $19.99, was $49.99. Lego Worlds, $19.99, originally $39.99. Monopoly, $19.99, $39.99. Various Switch games for $24.99, so Super Mario Bros. R, Sonic Forces, 1-2 Switch, things like that. Binding of Isaac Rebirth Plus, $29.99, originally $39.99. Puyo Puyo Tetris, $29.99, originally $39.99. FIFA 18, $29.99, originally $59.99. And Cars 3 Driven to Win, $29.99, originally $49.99.
For the 3DS, we have Pokemon Omega Ruby, $19.99, which is $20 off. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon for $14.99, which is $25 off. Animal Crossing New Leaf and Welcome Amiibo is $14.99, which it's $5 off. Mario Kart 7 is $19.99, so $10 off. New Super Mario Bros. 2, $19.99, $10 off. Fire Emblem Echo Shadows of Valencia, $29.99, $10 off. And Zelda Ocarina of Time 2DS bundle for $80, which is a really good deal, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, lots of good stuff, especially the 3DS titles are great. Puyo Puyo Tetris is actually an amazing game, surprisingly.
And
Fire Emblem Echo is also a very good game. If you've not played Echoes, pick that up because it is super good.
And I would also like to mention that these are Black Friday only deals.
Black Friday
so
only.
You can only get these on Black Friday, no other day, and only from Best Buy.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got some little bit of non-Nintendo news to talk about, and this is an article that I found on kind of perusing through my Google Play newsstand. So Blizzard has actually released a strike team for anti-toxicity. So they're like finally starting to curtail the whole Overwatch like scandal basically at this point, with like people being pretty much jerks. And
you've got toxicity in any community, but it's good to see Blizzard being proactive about it and finding ways to combat that toxicity. They're trying to make the online community better. They're trying to make it so that you can report players faster and with more efficiently and with more results. And a big thing is they're trying to get rid of hackers and cheaters. They've done really well about banning hackers and cheaters so far, and I'm hoping this will continue to up that and make sure that the game is fun for everyone to enjoy without having people running around cheating and just ruining everyone's fun.
And this is from them. They wish that they wouldn't have had to like deal with the toxic community so that they could make more content. But on the other side of it, it's like this now at this point. It's kind of I'm really kind of surprised that they didn't do this sooner rather than later. Because I get you want to bring content out to your fans.
Yeah.
But you're also losing fans who, me personally, I'm still probably at some point, if I ever get a PlayStation or if I ever get a PC powerful enough to run Overwatch, I might jump
You don't really need
into,
a super powerful PC for Overwatch.
But I need one more powerful than mine.
Well, one more than yours, yes. But it can run a potato. It can run on my old laptop, which is was not very good. But yeah, it's a shame that like a lot of the community for Overwatch tends to be pretty okay, but there is the toxic side of people who are like yell at people for picking certain characters or like berate them for saying they're trying to throw the game when they're just trying to have fun. It's very frustrating. I've experienced that plenty of times. I've experienced that toxicity, that mindset, and it's good to see that Blizzard actually really wants to do something about that, and they want to make the game and community better.
So some non-Nintendo, another topic that's of non-Nintendo nature. We've got Niantic on Harry Potter Go, so Wizards Unite.
Harry Potter Go. That's the proper title for it, really. Same company that made Pokemon Go is making a Harry Potter themed game in the same vein.
So players will learn spells, explore their real-world neighborhoods and cities, and discover and fight legendary beasts, and team up with others to take down powerful enemies. This sounds a lot like Pokemon Go.
I like Pokemon Go, except for you're learning spells. Come on.
Yeah. Niantic is partnering with Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment and Warner Brothers Games, San Francisco's development team, and we'll have more news on that later on.
Indeed.
So we're gonna kind of,
dude, I would play that game. I'll probably play it a bit. I've kind of fallen off on Pokemon Go just because there's no real like PvP battling system, which frustrates me, and there's also no trading, which again frustrates me. I know that it'll come soon. When that comes is when I'll probably pick up Pokemon Go again, but for now, I don't. The collection aspect of it isn't really huge for me. It's the battling and the trading that is interesting.
Yeah. So this next topic we've got, and it is our last topic for the day, which is nice. We're going to kind of wrap up with that. But I'm going to catch up with a couple of things that Josh texted in with. he says, hire me, Grezzo.
Hire me, Grezzo.
Yeah,
you can apply. You can apply.
Even us, like, I need this please hire
Grezzo
us. And then he's like, he says Nintendo does a decent job with online because you don't necessarily need to have voice chat. Use Skype with friends.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I do anyways. Like, I have Discord and I do that or something like that. You know.
Yeah, I usually just talk on Discord if I'm going to play Switch stuff online.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time.
So our last topic for the day, because it was kind of a big thing that happened last week, Youmacon was last week. I know I went. I know you went.
I did go. I was there for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday.
Okay, so you were there for 2 of the days. We didn't cross paths, which is kind
sadly.
of unfortunate. But Friday I cosplayed as a Pokemaniac, and that was fun.
Saturday I cosplayed as Shiju-chan from Durarara, and I had a full-sized stop sign. Which is his thing is he is one of the strongest people in the show that he is in, and he'll regularly pick up like vending machines and like throw them around. So he uses like street signs as weapons. So I just had a stop sign. It was a lot of fun.
That's funny.
That's pretty great.
See, I also kind of I still have a remnant of Youmacon because I'm still dealing with a blister on my toe.
Oh, yeah?
From walking around in the costume all
Oh
day.
yeah, your Pokemania costume is it's really good, but that thing is like probably not fun to walk around in.
It was very warm and
well,
the
I mean, at least
the shoes that are in there are a little bit narrower than my feet. So
gotcha.
But you know, I enjoyed the day. I got a lot of people that were like, "Hey, take your picture." I'm like, "Sure,
why not?"
Sure, why not?
I also had the same. I had a couple other people that were cosplayed as the same person as me, so I like got to see them, and I was like, yeah, we're the same. Yes, that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up a Diva Funko Pop. From Overwatch, which are like. It was one of the nice ones because it has her mech with it, and you can take her out of the mech, which is really cool. It's one of the nicer Funko Pops. And I also got a poster of Diva because Diva's best girl.
I ended up
not even a question.
When I was shopping, I ended up getting another new deck for Pokemon trading cards. I got a pack of trading cards from there, and then I bought 2 posters. I bought a poster for my brother. There was it was called New York Video Games. They had a box that had posters for $10.
Gotcha.
These things are literally like there's posters all around here in the studio that are like 24 by 36. That's the size of the poster.
Yeah.
$10 each.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And I got myself a Splatoon 2 one. I got my brother a Breath of the Wild one. It's got Link in the middle with an ancient arrow drawn.
Ready to go.
And ready to go, and then it's got the 4 champions like around him. So it's a really nice poster, and I from what I can tell, my brother really likes it. So, and
I did watch some of the Smash 4 singles on Saturday night / Sunday morning at like 1 in the morning.
We were doubles, so we were during the day.
I was playing some friendlies, caught the finals of the singles tournament. I believe Knob won.
We actually got like Josh and I when we were in the doubles tournament. We actually got on stream.
Oh, did you guys get on stream? Nice.
We got our butts handed to us.
But you got on stream.
We got on stream, which was really kind of cool. And I'll probably put out a Facebook post if you want to see how bad we got beaten. Hopefully the streamer has put those videos up on YouTube. I'll get the link to his channel. At some point, so you can watch Josh and me kind of utterly destroy ourselves. And
I think my favorite thing of the entire weekend was the panel I went to on Sunday. Oh, on Sunday also I cosplayed as a player in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. So I had the frying pan. I had I had like a crappy like level 1 backpack. I had energy drinks. I had all, the whole 9 yards. It was pretty good. I got to interrupt a couple people's pictures just with the pan. It was fun. And they were cool about it because they're like, oh gee, it's that guy. But I think my favorite thing was the panel I went to on Sunday, which was a reading of bad Sonic fan fiction, and that was super enjoyable. We were all the panelists,
all dying,
and all of us were all dying and just making fun of it the whole time. Do you think that when Knuckles goes on this radio show, he goes on it twice, at the same time because he's bad. Now it's this thing is that like it was Sonic High School. It was amazing.
Oh my god!
That is, you can look that up. It is on fanfiction.net. It is beautiful. It is
Oh,
a mess,
man.
and I love it.
Oh man! So the panels that I ended up going to, I only cosplayed on Friday because I'm not doing a Pokemaniac all 3 days.
Yeah.
Because I have one blister. I would have a blister on
You
every
would have
single
three
one of my
You would
toes.
have every blister.
I would have all the blisters.
Yeah.
So Friday we ended up going to a couple panels. Jake Pake, his panel.
yeah.
He's the voice of Professor Sycamore in
Yes.
the anime. We went to his panel, and we did that, and that was pretty interesting. It was kind of like voice acting and kind of getting into
Yeah.
that. Then we went to Eric Stewart's.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
Yeah.
the voice of Brock
Brock.
and James.
Yeah, James. Yes.
We went to his panel and he talked about, getting started and, sound system.
Yeah.
And I kind of like gleaned a little bit of information because like even if we graduate from being here in the studio and we graduate to our own thing that we do, it'll be cool to kind of see something like that. It was really interesting to like, get his input on like what to get, what to make sure that we do and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Saturday we did the tournament was pretty much primarily what we did, and then we did drawing Pokemon thing again with Jake Jake and Kevin Bulk.
Oh, cool.
So we did that, and I dropped I gave Mr. Pake the particulars for our show and the website for the radio station. So
Yeah. Might chat
hopefully I'll probably get in contact with him, just kind of like say, hey, hope you remember me from Yoma.
I did manage to catch Ian Sinclair, one of my favorite voice actors. He is
I went
he's
to
Space Dandy. I love him.
Saturday or Sunday. I went to that.
The one with Vic Mignogna and
Yes, and
Ian Sinclair
and Joel
uh,
McDonald.
Joel McDonald, yeah.
Yes.
Great
So did you
panel.
hear my question?
Yes.
I was like, what was your favorite line from Space Dandy? And Joel McDonald, he's like Meow from the episode where they're visiting his family. I was like, I never hated you more.
I love Ian Sinclair.
And then Ian
It's great.
Sinclair, his response, his only response, because Space Dandy, he's all about
The booty.
booty.
The booty.
That's all he said.
That's the whole, yeah. I mean, it's true.
And I went to one autographing session with Eric Stewart.
With Eric Stewart.
Got him to sign my 3DS.
Nice.
So
That's
he
pretty
signed
nice.
my 3DS, and I took a picture with him too. So
Nice.
I have a picture.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
do-
didn't get to catch Vic Mignogna at his signing, which I sadly, but I plan to ask him what a conversation between Edward Elric and Crow Brownwind from Ruby would go like. I think Crow would absolutely call Edward a pipsqueak, and Edward would be enraged. I think it would have been pretty entertaining. He's one of my favorite voice actors, though. Vic Mignogna is amazing. He is who else is he? He's Edward, and he's Crow, and he does a couple other people.
Mm-hmm.
He's great.
Now, and then Sunday we went to a Star Wars thing, so we did like Jedi training.
Gotcha.
So we've got a little bit of sword play under our belts now, so I can.
And you did your Pokemon Jeopardy too, right?
Yeah, I did Pokemon Jeopardy, and I had fun with that.
Did you?
I
do
got
well?
up. I got up on the first round.
Nice.
And I took second place.
Nice.
So I got a nice little goodie bag from that, and then I had the best second place score out of all of them.
Nice.
So I ended up going up the final round, and then got destroyed
And you got
by
wrecked.
the guy next to me.
You got wrecked. Yeah.
But really, it was like me against 3 other people who are like way more focused on Pokemon than I am.
Was
Was
it just the games, or was it like the anime
It was like
as well?
games, TCG, music,
Anime.
like all of the games, not just the
Nice.
main series, like
Yeah.
Dungeon.
Do Mystery Dungeon
Mystery
and
Dungeon.
Coliseum and XD
Yep.
and nice.
Yep. I
That's really cool.
commanded when I was in my first round. I commanded the Pokemon TCG because
I definitely would have lost on TCG. I have no idea what I'm talking about on TCG.
I knew all of the typings because it was like what got people was like the different type names.
Yeah.
Because they do a couple of different typings, but I pretty much cleared TCG without any issues. And then there was one question they were talking about Team Skull, how it's in Sun and Moon. Team Skull is not the original Team Skull. It was Team Skull from Mystery Dungeon Explorers
Yeah,
of
dude,
Time,
Team
Darkness,
Skull
and
was
Sky.
the first Team
And I
Skull.
swear to
Come on, man.
the people, like, I thought about it. I raised my hand because that was how you call
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon
I was
Explorers
like,
of Time?
I was like, it's Team Skull from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time, Darkness, and Sky. Everybody applauded after that
Yeah,
because
dude,
they were
that's
like, they didn't expect me to be like that specific
Dude,
about it.
I love, dude, I would have got that so hard. I love Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky is one of my favorite, like, spin-off things of the Pokemon series, so...
And then Josh, it's kind of a summary of his thought. He thought Yoma was cool,
Mhm.
and I already kind of have an idea for next year, but
Nice.
we'll talk about that later on outside of the show, because it's really more outside of the show stuff than anything else.
Mhm.
He's like, there were some neat cosplayers. There were some amazing cosplayers.
Yes,
there
there
was a
were.
person that was literally Scyther.
Yeah.
Literally Scyther, and it was the most beautiful cosplay I had seen of, like, a Pokemon ever, and it was amazing.
What's her name's cosplay is really good too. Aya. She's a really awesome hunter from Diablo.
Yes.
With the double crossbows. That was hype. That was a good cosplay. I saw a lot of really good stuff there.
And Josh mentioned that there were definitely some interesting people there, and they're
yeah.
really
There are always interesting
we
people.
had there
in
were
Yoma.
some interesting people in Pokemon Jeopardy.
Oh yeah.
I ended up joining that group
Fun times.
for the final round, but he was it was really cool to see the different voice actors, and he's given me and he congratulated me on Jeopardy, so that was good. I should mention that I ended up taking second place in the first round, and then I was like tied for third in the final round. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it.
I think that's about it for us today.
Yeah, a lot of topics, a lot of fun. We
Lots
went a
of
little
got
bit
going.
over.
A little over, but I think we'll be okay.
And then next
Especially
week,
trying to get stuff with Josh figured out.
we're gonna try and get everybody in next week.
Hopefully, we should all three of us be here.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any reason why we wouldn't be able to. So yeah, so that's our show for the day, guys. Thank you for listening in. As always, I'm Chris,
And I'm Noah.
and out there somewhere in the world, there's Josh,
Josh
and
is out there somewhere.
we are the Nintenbros. Remember the game on, everybody.